In this video, we're exploring the best upcoming PS5 games of 2025. From jaw-dropping graphics to epic storylines, these titles are worth getting excited about. Let's jump in. Crimson Desert is an upcoming open-world action-adventure game by Pearl Abyss, set in the medieval fantasy world of Pywell. It will be released in late 2025. The game offers a rich experience with exploration, combat, and storytelling. Pywell is a beautiful but war-torn land, with snowy mountains, green valleys, and tall ridges. The story follows Cliff MacDuff, a mercenary leader, who must gather allies, fight powerful enemies, and face his troubled past to bring peace after the king of Demonis falls into a coma, leaving a power struggle. Unlike its MMORPG predecessor Black Desert Online, Crimson Desert focuses on a single-player story where your choices affect the world and the plot. Gameplay includes boss battles, duels, horseback combat, and side activities like fishing, cooking, rock climbing, and solving puzzles. Players can also use new weapons with special alchemical powers. With exciting trailers showing medieval combat and stunning landscapes, Crimson Desert promises an action-filled adventure in a divided, beautiful world. It combines strategy, engaging storytelling, and many activities, making it one of the most awaited games of 2025. In the Midnight Walk, you will play as the Burnt One, a mysterious figure that has risen from the ground to find its purpose. Early on, you'll meet Potboy, a small creature with a flame on his head. Together, you will travel through a dangerous, nightmarish world and survive 5 strange stories about fire, its warmth, and its danger. Along the way, you'll face ghoulish enemies, meet odd characters, and explore a handcrafted world. Everything in the game has been made with clay, 3D scanned, and animated in a stop-motion style, giving it a unique look. Created by the same team behind Lost in Random and Fae, The Midnight Walk is a dark fantasy adventure where you use Potboy's flame to light your way and avoid monsters that want to steal it. The game will be playable in both flat screen and VR, with every detail carefully crafted to bring this world to life. Keep an eye out for The Midnight Walk when it releases. Marvel 1943. Rise of Hydra is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Skydance New Media. The game is set during World War II in Nazi-occupied Paris. It stars Captain America and Azuri, the Black Panther of the 1940s, who must team up to stop Hydra's evil plan. They are joined by Gabriel Jones from the Howling Commandos and Nanali, a Wakandan spy. The game mixes superhero action with the history of World War II. It is set to release in 2025 and will be published by Plaion, a part of Embracer Group. Since there aren't many superhero games coming out in 2025, Marvel 1943. Rise of Hydra could become very popular when it releases. Doom. The Dark Ages is a new first-person shooter game, set before Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. It will tell the story of how the Doomslayer became so angry. The game is expected to release in May 2025. The game will have new features like a shield weapon and the ability to ride a cyber dragon in battles. The gameplay will be slower than previous Doom games, with more focus on blocking attacks with the shield instead of just dodging. New weapons like a double-barrel plasma shotgun and a nail gun that pins enemies to walls have been revealed. The game mixes futuristic tech with medieval times and takes inspiration from movies and other games. It is expected to be a big hit in 2025. Next up, we have Eternal Strands. In this game, you'll play as Brynn, a young weaver on a quest to recover her people's lost home. Armed with powerful magic and weapons, you'll face enemies like humanoid creatures and giant beasts. You can use the environment to your advantage, such as turning a dragon's fiery breath against ice-covered enemies or climbing walls to create new paths. The game introduces a unique system where heat, cold, and real-time destruction affect combat. You can throw burning tree trunks with telekinesis, block fire with snapped trees, or rip rocks from the ground. Brynn wears the Mantle, a magical cloak that gives her powers like fire, ice, and telekinesis. You can mix these powers with weapons and armor from defeated enemies to create a custom fighting style. Explore the world, including the wilds in Dynavron, where magic lets you create bridges or burn barriers. Eternal Strands offers a creative, action-packed adventure full of magic and mystery. Assassin's Creed Shadows is an upcoming open-world game from Ubisoft. The game is set in feudal Japan, with changing weather and seasons. Players will control 2 characters, Naoe, a stealthy shinobi assassin, and Yasuke, a powerful samurai. Neue uses stealth and speed to avoid enemies, while Yasuke fights with strong, precise attacks. The game has excited many fans, especially because of its setting and the two different playstyles. Ubisoft has shown gameplay and more details in trailers. Many people are looking forward to this game. It will only be available on newer consoles and PCs, and it's one of the keenly awaited Assassin's Creed games. Next up, we have Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, where you play as Goro Majima, an ex-Yakuza who has lost his memory and become a pirate captain. After being shipwrecked on a remote island, Goro teams up with a boy named Noah to find clues about his past while getting involved in a fight over a legendary treasure. In this game, you'll build a crew and upgrade your ship while exploring the sea. You'll fight enemy pirate ships in real-time cannon battles and board them for intense fights with your crew. You can switch between two fighting styles, Mad Dog for fast, powerful attacks, or Sea Dog to use swords and pirate tools to fight in creative ways. Little Nightmares 3 will take you to a scary world where two young friends, Lo and Alone, must find a way to escape a place called Nowhere. They must escape or face a fate worse than death. The game is designed for co-op play, where each character has unique tools. Lo wields a bow for hitting high targets and cutting ropes, while Alone uses a wrench to smash barriers and operate machinery. Players must work together to solve puzzles, sneak through secret areas, and overcome obstacles. The world is filled with dangers, including terrifying monsters called residents, who will chase down players. Encounters with threats like the Monster Baby and swarms of candy weevils add to the tension. As they explore, Lo and Alone uncover dark secrets and remember their past, all while navigating increasingly horrifying environments like a necropolis, candy factory, and fun fair. Borderlands 4 is set to bring intense action, cool vault hunters, and tons of crazy weapons to a new planet ruled by a powerful tyrant. In the game, you'll land on the planet Kairos as one of 4 new vault hunters. You'll fight for wealth and glory using powerful skills, customizing your character, and moving quickly to defeat enemies. The story is about breaking free from the Timekeeper, a ruthless dictator. A big disaster is coming that will destroy his perfect world, causing chaos all over the planet. Borderlands 4 hasn't been released yet, but fans are excited. It promises a new world to explore, fresh gameplay, and a new story set in the Borderlands universe. Mafia. The Old Country is a prequel to the original Mafia and takes you back to the early days of crime in 1900 Sicily. In Mafia: The Old Country, you play as Enzo Favara, a man who survived the tough sulfur mines in Sicily and is now trying to make a name for himself in the dangerous world of the Mafia. You'll have to prove yourself to Don Torrissi's crime family and deal with the challenges of loyalty and sacrifice. The game will have beautiful visuals powered by Unreal Engine 5, showing off the stunning views of Sicily's countryside and the gritty streets of its cities. It also has realistic details, including Sicilian voice acting, to make the world feel more authentic. As a third-person action game, Mafia: The Old Country will offer exciting combat, where you can fight up close with a blade or shoot from a distance with guns from the early 1900s. You'll also get to travel on horseback or in old cars through the streets and fields. The game's story is all about loyalty, sacrifice, and survival. Mafia: The Old Country promises to take you deep into the violent world of the Mafia, where trust is hard to come by. Hell is Us is an upcoming third-person action-adventure game set in an alternate 1990s Europe. The country is torn apart by a civil war, and a mysterious disaster has caused dangerous creatures to appear. You'll play as Remy, who returns to his homeland to search for his parents after escaping as a child. The game will feature sword fights and other weapons to battle these supernatural creatures, along with a helpful drone. The game will have a unique exploration style with no map, compass, or quest markers, so players will need to rely on their instincts to navigate the world. The setting will be eerie, inspired by the movie Annihilation, with strange and creepy creatures. Some monsters will be humanoid and slow-moving, while others will be faster and more dangerous. Hell is Us is set to focus on exploration and discovery rather than just combat. The game combines medieval and sci-fi styles and promises a fresh experience with its story and unsettling atmosphere. For players who enjoy exploring mysterious worlds and solving puzzles, this game could be an exciting new adventure when it's released. Chronos: The New Dawn is a survival horror game coming in 2025 from Bloober Team. It takes place in a dark world that mixes old, harsh buildings with retro-futuristic technology. The story happens in two timelines, a past where a disaster called the Change destroyed humanity, and a future where you must fight to survive against terrifying monsters. You play as a traveler working for a mysterious group called the Collective. Your job is to find time rifts in the future that take you back to 1980s Poland. There, you can use a tool called the Harvester to collect the souls of important people who died in the disaster and bring them to the future to help you. The game is about making smart choices, fast reactions, and fighting scary enemies. The trailer shown stood out for its mix of action and a realistic chess match, impressing fans. If you enjoy games like Dead Space or Silent Hill, this could be for you. Ballad of Antara is an upcoming dark fantasy action RPG set to be released in 2025. Developed by Tipsworks Studio and published by Infold Games, it was revealed during PlayStation's May 2024 State of Play. The game takes place in two worlds, the regular world and Para, a supernatural dimension. Players will step into the role of emissaries, powerful characters with unique abilities and stories, as they work to recover lost essences and stop a terrible disaster. The game promises exploration of different regions, where players will help a mysterious young girl who plays a key role in saving the world. Ballad of Antara will also feature cooperative multiplayer for up to 3 players to team up for quests and dungeons. After its release, more emissaries, regions, and story content will be added. Kingdom Come: Deliverance II is an upcoming action RPG that mixes real history with freedom to explore and fun gameplay. Set in the detailed medieval city of Kuttenberg, players will take on the role of Henry, a squire working under the spoiled Sir Hans Capon. The game promises a serious main story, but players will also have the freedom to cause chaos by stealing, fighting, and creating trouble. The world will be huge, allowing players to explore and complete missions in many different ways. Combat is expected to be tough, with hard-to-use weapons and a focus on realism, such as needing to wear the right armor and make potions. While the main story sounds interesting, some of the side characters might not be as well acted. Even though the game will start slow, its big world and mix of real history and player freedom should be exciting. There is concern that the game might be too long. Kingdom Come: Deliverance II is set to release in February 2025, and it looks like it will be a great game for fans of history and open-world exploration. Dying Light. The Beast was announced at the Game Awards 2024 and is set to release in summer 2025. It's a standalone game starring Kyle Crane, the protagonist from the first Dying Light. After being experimented on for over a decade, Kyle gains a new beastly power and struggles with it. The game was first teased at Gamescom 2024, with the latest trailer giving us a better look at the story and gameplay. The trailer showed Kyle's transformation and hinted at the familiar Dying Light gameplay, parkour, zombies, and melee combat. The Beast takes place after the events of Dying Light, the following with Kyle locked up and experimented on. While full gameplay was shown at the Game Awards, earlier previews at Gamescom showed that the core elements of the series are intact, though some early impressions of the Beast transformation were less exciting. Wuchang. Fallen Feathers is a Souls-like action RPG set in the land of Shu during the late Ming Dynasty. The world is filled with warring factions and a mysterious illness that turns people into monstrous creatures. In the game, you play as Wuchang, a pirate warrior with no memory, cursed by the deadly feathering disease. You will explore Shu, getting stronger by learning new skills from enemies you defeat. You can also sacrifice Red Mercury to unlock new abilities and improve your weapons, allowing you to fight in different ways. You'll face ugly monsters, uncover ancient secrets, and fight against a growing darkness. As you search for the truth about your past, your choices will change how the story ends. The allies you trust and the secrets you find will determine your fate. With a rich story, exciting combat, and amazing graphics, Wuchang, Fallen Feathers promises an unforgettable adventure. Will you break the curse and save Shu, or will you fall to the horrors around? The fate of the land is in your hands. The First Berserker. Kazan is an upcoming hardcore action RPG set in the world of Dungeon Fighter Online. The story takes place 800 years before DNF and follows Kazan, the First Berserker, as he seeks revenge and uncovers the truth behind the conspiracies against him. The game promises intense boss battles, fast-paced hack-and-slash combat, and a gripping story of redemption. Built with Unreal Engine, its 3D cel-shaded graphics aim to bring the vibrant world of Arad to life. Players will be able to collect and upgrade weapons, mix skills, and create their own unique fighting style. With its thrilling gameplay and a cinematic trailer supervised by the Russo brothers, the first Berserker, Kazan is shaping up to be an exciting adventure for action RPG fans. FBC Firebreak is an upcoming co-op first-person shooter game from Remedy Entertainment, set to release in 2025. In the game, players will take on the role of first responders from the Federal Bureau of Control, tasked with fighting supernatural threats in the oldest house. The game promises chaotic missions and features a range of unusual weapons, including machine guns, shrapnel launchers, green goo guns, and exploding gnome. While it shares some similarities with Remedy's Control, FBC Firebreak is not a sequel or DLC, but a spin-off. The game is designed to be easy for newcomers to pick up, but still offers depth similar to Remedy's other titles. After its release, FBC Firebreak will receive new content and updates. Dynasty Warriors Origins is an upcoming game that will offer a fresh take on the Three Kingdoms story. Players will control a nameless hero who has lost their memory, experiencing the action through their eyes. The game promises exciting battles with huge armies and tactical combat, bringing some of the best action the series has seen. The story will be more accessible to new players as it introduces the world and characters from the perspective of the hero, making it easier to jump in without needing prior knowledge of the history. With a smaller roster of just 9 playable characters, the game focuses on making each supporting character feel special. Dynasty Warriors Origins looks set to be a great entry point for newcomers, with improved gameplay and a new way to experience the Dynasty Warriors series. Forever Skies is an upcoming survival game set in a ruined world. In this game, Earth is destroyed, the sky is poisonous, and there are dangerous storms and giant moths flying around. Below, a huge dust storm hides even more danger. Players will build and upgrade an airship, which serves as both a home and a way to explore the world. At the beginning of the game, you'll gather resources like food, water, and materials to craft tools. The main focus is on survival and crafting. You'll unlock a scanner early on to find blueprints, allowing you to craft new tools using a special machine called a fabricator. You can also make your airship bigger by adding new rooms and components. The game features dynamic weather and storms, creating a more immersive experience. Instead of focusing on combat, the game asks you to manage your resources like health, hunger, and thirst. As you explore, you'll discover new locations with valuable items and special batteries that can upgrade your airship. These upgrades will help you reach new areas, including lower altitudes where you can uncover more about the world's past and face new challenges. The game promises a slow-paced, crafting-focused experience with an atmospheric, relaxing vibe. Sid Meier's Civilization VII is coming soon and will offer an exciting new way to build your empire through different periods of history. You'll lead one of many famous leaders and make important decisions, like expanding cities, advancing technology, and dealing with other civilizations through war or diplomacy. Each age in the game has its own unique civilizations and resources, and your choices will help your empire grow strong. For the first time, you can choose your leader separately from your civilization, giving you more options to mix and match strategies. The game has beautiful, detailed world, and you can interact directly with other leaders. Civilization VII also features an easier learning system, making it fun for both new players and experienced fans of the series. Next up is Baby Steps, where you'll play as Nate, an unemployed guy with no direction in life, until one day he discovers he has the power to put one foot in front of the other. Set in a world covered in mist, the game lets you explore mountains, with each step controlled by a unique physics-based system. Created by the team behind Ape Out and Getting Over It, this walking simulator lets you enjoy the sights, meet the local animals, and think about life. The game features a soundtrack that changes as you explore, a long journey up a giant mountain you can take at your own speed, and a funny onesie soilage system. Baby Steps promises to offer a one-of-a-kind experience when it's released. Where Winds Meet is an upcoming open-world RPG that was recently showcased at Sony's State of Play. Set during the Ten Kingdoms era, the game follows a swordsman caught in the conflict between rival dynasties. Inspired by the wuxia genre, players will experience superhuman abilities and martial arts mastery. The protagonist can harness mystical powers like Qigong to run up cliffs or across water, and use Qi to stun enemies or interact with objects from a distance. The game also allows players to learn martial arts skills by observing animals, such as breathing fire like a dragon, leaping like a giant toad, or roaring like a lion. With its blend of action, exploration, and deep narrative choices, Where Winds Meet promises an epic adventure for players when it releases. Judas is an upcoming first-person shooter from Ghost Story Games, led by Ken Levine, the creator of BioShock. You play as Judas, a hacker and engineer on a failing spaceship called the Mayflower. The ship was meant to take humans to a new planet after Earth was destroyed by a plague. But things went wrong, and Judas is responsible for the disaster. The game focuses on player choices. You must decide who to trust and help, and your decisions change the story. Helping some characters might give you rewards, while angering others could lock doors or cause trouble. Combat is similar to BioShock, with guns in one hand and special powers in the other, like lightning. Judas can also hack robots to make them allies or create chaos. You'll face strange enemies, including a robot dentist and a lawman robot. The Mayflower is huge, and you'll travel with a robot dog, Scuddy, to explore different areas. Judas promises action, tough choices, and a unique experience. Death Stranding 2 is set to release in 2025, though the exact date is still unknown. The game follows Sam Porter Bridges as he tries to connect a new group of people in a dangerous world filled with enemies and tough conditions. It promises to be a bigger and more challenging sequel to the original. Directed by Hideo Kojima, Kojima Productions is leading development, with support from Guerrilla Games for the Decima engine. The game uses realistic character animations created with PlayStation Studios and Epic Games' meta-human technology. Kojima has shared small glimpses of the game, such as a brief title screen, but no major updates were revealed at the Game Awards 2024. The game is being tested internally, and filming and recording have been completed. Using the Decima engine, the game will feature highly realistic visuals, similar to Horizon Zero Dawn and the first Death Stranding. Monster Hunter Wilds is trying to mix the best parts of Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise. It keeps the big world of World and the better movement from Rise. One new feature is riding a creature called Psychrit. You can use it to travel and fight while switching weapons, even using ranged weapons while riding, which makes combat more fun. Weapons have also changed, especially the insect glaive. There's a new focus mode that helps you aim at monster weak spots. A new focus strike makes it faster to collect special items during the hunt. Other improvements include faster item collection, being able to grab items while riding, and easier use of recovery items. However, the demo had some performance issues like slow frame rates and crashes. These problems should be fixed before the game is released in 2025. The game also has a bigger world with more events and larger outposts, which could make the game feel more interesting. While the game looks exciting, it still needs to be polished before it's fully ready. Ghost of Yotei is the upcoming sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, announced during Sony's State of Play livestream. The game will keep the core elements of Ghost of Tsushima, where you play as a wandering warrior in feudal Japan. However, Ghost of Yotei introduces a new hero, a new story, and a new setting. The area around Mount Yotei in northern Japan. Set in 1603, more than 300 years after the events of the first game. The new hero uses two katanas, unlike Jin Sakai, and players will be able to use both swords and guns. The game is expected to provide fresh experiences while keeping the open-world exploration. The setting features vast grasslands, snowy tundras, and new dangers that weren't present in Tsushima's more organized world. While the full story is still a secret, the developers are excited to share it. That's it for the best upcoming PS5 games in 2025. Which one are you most excited to play? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss more gaming updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.